Hey everyone, today we are going to factor perfect square trinomials. When you've got a perfect square in the front of your trinomial and a perfect square in the back, you might be able to use a trick to factor. So perfect square trinomials are another special situation. Okay, so perfect square trinomial is a series of three terms that are a square of a binomial. The prefix tri is for 3. Here are the steps to determine if a trinomial is a perfect square. Factor out any greatest common factors. That's always our first step. Check to see if the first number is a perfect square. Then divide the second number by 2 and square it. And if you get the third number, then you've got a perfect square trinomial, and we can use a trick. Now, this dividing by b by 2 and squaring it works when a equals 1. So here's example number 1. I look and I see that I've got 2 plus signs. So if this is factorable, both of my factors are going to have addition symbols in them. So I'm just going to get that out of the way. There they are. You should write that down. And then I'm going to go through the steps. I don't see any greatest common factor. I look at the first number, x squared, or 1x squared, is a perfect square. That can be written as x times x. Then I take b, which is 10, and divide it by 2 to get 5. Square it, and I get 25, which is the back. So we've got a perfect square trinomial. So here's the trick. You take the square root of the first piece and put it in the front of each binomial. Then you're going to take the square root of the back and put it in each binomial. And there you go. We can also write this as x plus 5 squared. You've factored a perfect square trinomial. Let's try it again. This time we've got a minus plus in our trinomial. So I know that my factors are both going to be negative, so I put 2 minus signs in them. There is no greatest common factor. So here are my A, B, and C. The first term is x squared, which is a perfect square. I take negative 14 and divide it by 2 to get negative 7. And negative 7 squared is 49. So we've got another perfect square trinomial. So my factors are the square root of x squared, which are x and x. Actually, I'm going to move these minus signs because I took care of it here. So it's x minus 7 and x minus 7 because negative 7 is a square root of 49. So this one we can write as x minus 7 squared. In example 3, we've got a greatest common factor. So we divide everything by 2 so that our new a is 1, our b is 6, and our c is 9. X squared is a perfect square, and 9 is a perfect square. So let's see if b divided by 2 squared equals 9, which it does. So our factors are x in the front plus 3 in the back. Oops, wrong one. But I'm missing something. Where's that 2 that I took out in the beginning? Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. This one we can rewrite as 2 times x plus 3 squared. All right, one more to go. Here I see a perfect square in the front and a perfect square in the back. I don't have a greatest common factor. The square root of 4x squared is 2x. So I'm just going to put those in. Actually going to take those minus signs out. I take b, I divide it by 2, and I square it, and I get the back. So I put those in. So this should be my perfect square trinomial in factored form. But something's funky about this one. Let's check it. So when you multiply everything out, 2x times 2x makes 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 makes negative 6x. We have that twice. We have add 9 in the back. We don't end up with negative 6 in the middle. And this is because a doesn't equal 1. We need a different trick. We'll do that later. Do the practice.